Okay, welcome everybody to, I don't want to say the new course. The reason why I don't want to say it's a new course because the overall principles, the overall bigger picture of what we're trading, how we're thinking, how we're applying is not any different than it was from day one of RCV. Okay, so when we first opened up RCV, which was April of 2020, last year, um, the goal I had in mind was to allow the original course to set a foundation and allow you to build upon it. I had originally planned to do a remake of the course anywhere from 8 to 12 months in. Why? Because I wanted the feedback from all of you. So over the past, it's been about 9 months, I believe, 8, 9 months ish. Yeah, because we opened up beginning of April, and we're already almost midway through January. Um, so after gaining that feedback, I pretty much concluded that it is pretty much time for me to add on a lot of detail. And the reasoning behind why I wanted to add more detail is one, it helps automate RCV a lot more. By automate, I mean it's a lot less stress on me having to explain so many things, and having so many questions of material that I should or that I can be covering in the course material, right? Because at the end of the day, right, I am here. I'm always in the group chat. I'm always answering DMs. I'm always responding to journals, right? But at the end of the day, you need to be able to independently know how to essentially progress, right? Through experience, through testing out your models, through testing out your training plan, etc., etc. All right. Um, and essentially, from there, like I said, I concluded that it was essentially time to essentially make a remake of the course. But not necessarily a remake now, more so just see this as RCV, I guess, maturing. RCV becoming, uh, I guess I'll leave it at that. I'm maturing, right? Because I went through prior to even starting my notes for the original course, for this remake course, I went through the old course, and this time around, right, there's a couple of things that I'd like to change. From an overall perspective, right, I don't want to sound like I'm saying RCV is the best community out there and you guys should not be focusing on any of the groups. I don't want to say that. I don't want to preach that. One, it's bad energy. Two, you never know what kind of groups are out there. And three, that's not what you guys are here for. You guys aren't here to listen to my ego speaking. You guys are here to genuinely learn what I'm trying to portray, show, explain, apply, engrave into your heads. Right. So this time around, I'm trying to remain a lot more objective, a lot more calm, a lot more collected. And I guess it shows, the growth of me as a trader and individual. And I hope that essentially that gives you much more optimism that this could potentially work for you, right? And then now from a trading perspective, we'll dive more into this when we get to specific videos. But I really want to focus more on showing you how to legitimately win trades, not just let our way outweigh the losses. And we'll dive into that in the risk to reward video, and we'll dive into that in the truth behind risk to reward video. This is more so, like I said, an introduction. So let's just go ahead and get started with this, okay? So we're in the homepage, right? Before you do anything in this course, even before you sign on, you must read the terms and conditions, right? I don't give out any warnings anymore. Not that you guys have been quote unquote unloyal. Um, I truly believe that the original leak wasn't essentially a member. I think it was more so somebody that was able to not hack, but essentially dive into our website coding and just extract the files for the videos, which is why we had originally, after the leak, we were focused more on Sprout and made the videos have password protection, and we haven't had any issues from there. And I just believe it's because I'm trying to be, there for you guys. I'm trying to show you that this is for you, that you have my support no matter what, right? Through the answers of DMs, the group chat, the journals, right? But anyways, like I said here, you must read this. You must read the disclaimers. You must read. Obviously, the pricing plan is irrelevant because you're already listening to this. Especially here, the actual legitimate terms and conditions, knowing what you can and can't do. And this is more so just for not only protection of the brand, I guess just allowing yourself to fully focus on trading and not really any other types of aspects regarding the toxic side of the community of the niche. So like we said, every member is given a warning. This is your warning, right? You are not allowed to share in any way whatsoever, record whatsoever, do anything of such, conflict of interest, any of that. And if there's any questions with that, please message me or Sergio. Right? We don't want to have to, go out of our way for this, right? We already did it once, and we've now stepped up our security features to battle that in the best way that we can. So you're probably also, while you're listening to this video, you're probably seeing a specific watermark on your video. And that is essentially showing your IP, believe it's your name, and your email address. Okay, so even if, just for everybody to know, if you use a VPN, the database that we're using will recognize that, and we will ask you to remove that, for one. Two, if you change any of the information in your profile, our database will also alert us of that. So from what I know, there really isn't any way to record this without showing who it is. So like I said, it's not worth it. Like, remember why you're here. You're not here to damage us as a brand. You're here to learn my point of view of trading, right? And the reason why I say my point of view is because everything in this course is opinionated. Nothing is factual, right? Because at the end of the day, we're playing with probabilities that in correlation give us a better opportunity of having a favorable outcome, right? But that settles that with this. Please read this. If you have any questions, please let me know. And then from there, just going into the website itself, right? These videos are still the old course videos. And as you can see, we've now converted from intermediate, advanced, visionary and all that. We converted that into phases. The reason why we went into phases is because, one, it's a bit confusing. A lot of people thought that these were 3 different courses. No, it's all one different course. I mean, it's all one unique course. So yeah, I thought this was a bit more straightforward. And the way that I have the video structured now, pretty much each section builds on the other, or on the previous, and it pretty much goes as the first 6 phases, or the first 5 phases, are essentially breaking down technicals, and I'm going to be doing that. And that's pretty much diving into RR, structural ranges, liquidity and efficiencies SCs, Wyckoff, and then phase 5 being every additional detail that I feel is necessary for you, like the pair behaviors is going to be in there, and all that, you can see it on the list, is added into phase 5. And phase 6 is your psychology portion, and Sergio is probably going to be doing that entire section. The reason why is because for the people that have been in RCV for the past couple months, you guys have essentially, or the people that have taken the time out of their day to watch recordings or hop on Sergio's live calls, you guys know that that's one of his strong suits. So I pretty much gave him some notes, and he's building up upon that and doing his own thing with that. And I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. I've read his notes. They're very detailed. They're very nice, and they make a lot of sense. And they will help you not just as a trader. You focus on improving also as an individual, and I think they both correlate. As you grow, as you mature, right? As a trader, I feel like a lot of the same characteristics can be applied into your everyday life, resulting in overall growth. Which is, I think, a very, very great touch with this course, which is something that me and Sergio really try to implement into you guys. Is just becoming a better individual, eliminating the noise, applying what you use in trading in real life, and just stuff like that. So yeah, phase 6 would be psychology. Phase 7 would be your pair breakdown section. I haven't made one in a couple months. I should be making them. I'm not gonna say regularly. I'm just saying as I see fit. One, because they take a lot of effort to make. Two is a lot of the trades that I take, lose, win, break even, we usually discuss them on Zooms. So I feel like I would only make one if I see a very educational series in a trade. So yeah, and then phase 8 would be all the webinars. Pretty much dating from when even before RCV launched, which is with my old Visionaries members, which we have a couple in the group. But yeah, that concludes pretty much the website. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Any and all feedback is heavily appreciated. Okay, so right, as you come into the Discord, right, I want you to look through every single section. I want you to understand what each section means, and that's also pretty much completely explained in the guide section, right? So the main thing that I want you to focus on here, let me find this, process. One of the most important things, okay? So as you start, right, your first 3 to 4 weeks minimum, this is minimum, right? And I would only say 3 to 4 weeks if you're grinding your ass off each and every day. If you're not, I definitely make that 3 to 4 weeks, 5 to 6. I really want you to focus on what's on the material that's in the course, in the pair breakdowns, in the Zooms. And I don't really want you or want to have you ask me, just spam me with questions. Why? Because the same information is built on with your experiences, with what you see, with how you see it, and what type of executions you actually take. So I want you to completely absorb all the information and start applying it, start messing with it, start creating your plans, creating your models, start testing it out, right? We're going to go over backtesting, stress testing, just everything that I feel like you need. Everything extra is pretty much you can figure it out, and I want you to figure it out, right? Like there's a lot of little details that revolve around intuition that I believe I can't teach, right? I believe the only way you can learn intuition is through you legitimately testing out what you're trying to trade, seeing losses with it, seeing success with it, right? And so on and so forth, right? Because progress is the result of experience over time, okay? And practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So you want to build those early habits as soon as possible, because now they become part of your routine, and now they require less effort because you're so accustomed to actually doing them, right? So for your first 1 to 2 months, I'll probably reword this a bit. So maybe when you see it in the Discord, it might be a little bit different, right? After that, then you can start. I expect you to already be journaling, but after that 1 to 2 month mark, I want you to. I will not want you to. If you feel like you need it, send me your journals. I like to review them on my iPad, give you some some feedback written feedback. So when you're sending me those PDFs, please make sure that you don't send me trading view links. You send me legitimate images so I can actually draw them, because having to click the link, save the image, apply the image onto the file is extremely tedious on my end, and it's very time consuming. So the more you work with me, the more I work with you. Just leave it at that. All right. And then once you pass that 2, 3, 4 month mark, then is when you can start looking into one-on-one with me. And the reason why I'm waiting that long is because I want you to already have, your plans in motion, your models in motion, and all I want to do is fix the minor details. Okay. And they actually won't be $50 per session, as he said there. They're going to be $65. But we'll go over that more probably in the next couple of Zooms, and when I make the section for it. Excuse me. I'm sorry if you hear like a little, I guess, bubbling in the background. That's actually my diffuser. Highly recommend. But yeah, just in case you guys were wondering. So pretty much I want you to read all these sections, right? Follow the guide, follow the rules, follow the process, right? This isn't about trusting in me. This is more so trusting in yourself and that you can do it. Because if you don't have the belief in yourself to begin with, then you're probably not going to achieve favorable results. Okay? So we've talked about the website, how the website works, the phases, the Discord, right? Now is going to be just essentially what this course is, what we do. And the best way to essentially say that, I believe, is a logic approach, or a logic-based approach to the market, right? And I get a lot of questions on what logic means. I'm going just off the definition. That's always usually what I go by, and I'm going to refer to definitions throughout the course. But sorry. But what I essentially mean with logic is having a proper, reasonable way of thinking about something, meaning that it has to make sense. If what you're doing does not make sense, right, then it doesn't make sense to have a favorable outcome, right? You can see it as guessing, you can see it as laziness, you can see it as many things. But at the end of the day, if your executions are not logical, if your projections are not logical, if your bias is not logical, then it really doesn't make sense, for one, as to why you're doing them, why you're favoring that, whatever it is, bias execution, and you're not going to see any type of success, well, in the long run, right? Many people can get lucky over a certain period of time, but in the long run, it doesn't really work out. And if you don't trust me on that, by all means, try it. Majority of you have probably already tried it. We have members that have been trading for 3, 4, 5 years. Some that have been below 2 years. And majority would tell you the same thing, because majority of us have also been through so many courses and not seen any success with it, right? So this course, the material probably is going to be very vastly different from a lot of what you know, but the overall process has to be identical, right? The only way that a strategy is going to work is if, one, you focus on the ins and outs, 2, you test them, and 3, you learn to apply them, right? So all that takes time, and I'm going to try my best to essentially break that through the entire course, right? So other than that, welcome to RCV. It's a pleasure to have you, and if there's any questions, please let us know. If there's any feedback on the videos, please let us know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.